My name is Carol Gino, and I wrote the book, The Nurse's Story. I have visions in my head of all of you writing books, and shelves and shelves of books in bookstores and Amazon and everywhere else telling nurse's story. Not only the nurse's story, but all nurses' stories, each nurse's story. I didn't ever have a clue that I wanted to be a writer. It wasn't what even was in my field of vision at any time during when I was going to school. I was away in Berlin one year with one of my patients' families. They had invited me there after my patient, whose name was Kurt, had died. And I was visiting Berlin for the first time. And I remember lying in bed one night in this faraway place of Berlin and reading Thomas Wolfe's Look Homeward Angel. And as I was reading it, I remember thinking, oh my God, this guy's a writer, and he's only writing about people. I can write about people. I know about people. So that's when it occurred to me. Second time it occurred to me was when I was taking care of the author Mario Puzo's wife, and she was saying, I was going through a whole relationship with the whole family, and he said to me one day, you really should write a book about what nurses do, because when doctors can do nothing, it's the nurses who help save the family. And I thought, okay, I had taken a couple of writing courses before that to do articles and had a couple published in New York Magazine and everything, but it never occurred to me that I could write a book. And I said, but what will I write? I haven't a clue what to write. And he said, just write about what you do, but write it the way you would do a quilt. Write it a piece at a time, a patch at a time. And I thought, or a patient at a time. And that's exactly what I did. I wrote it a piece and a patient at a time. And each time I wrote a different piece, what I can tell you about the writing of the taking care of is all the conflicts I had about it, all the passion I felt for it, all the guilt I felt over what I did or didn't do, all the celebration I felt about writing. Once it was on paper, it seemed to validate it for me, and it seemed to get it out of my head. I was able to let it go once I had put it down on paper. When I went back and reread it after I had written it, was when I realized some of the gifts, some of the motivations, some of how my patients helped grow me up. And that's why I wrote the book, in celebration of them, but also to give information to the public that there was no way else to give them, because at one patient at a time, it would have taken me more than several lifetimes to be able to give them all the information that they would need to even help save themselves. And even bringing an advocate, though you certainly should have one there, is no good if the advocate doesn't know as much as the doctors or the nurses know. See what you can make happen on paper and see how you can write your own book.